Good afternoon, everybody. Patrick Johnston, managing broker, co-owner of LasTerrenosLife.com and GoDominicanLife.com. Right here in beautiful Las Fuentes, Samaná. Look, isn't that the shittiest view you've ever seen in your life? We're about 10 minutes from Las Terrenos downtown, and we're here doing a lot of YouTube stuff here today. And one of the greatest things in the world is bringing people from my 1.0 life into my 2.0 life. And yeah, so this is Johnny.
Wow.
Johnny's a professional real estate agent in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And we've been, well, I started in real estate in like when I was 1 year old. And that was, what, 2000 or 2001, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then you came into the business 1 year later.
Yes, 2002.
And we were in different companies in different parts of the city. And we crossed paths with different transactions that we did. But we did not really have a deep personal relationship. However, we're always on our Facebooks together. And over the last number of years of me being here, since 2015, Johnny's been watching sort of the what do you call it? The progression of the crazy things that can happen and move in a forward life as you convert your life from 1.0 to 2.0, including my 3 trips around Haiti on my $300 motorcycle. When he thought for sure either my name is Anthony Bourdain or I will be dead.
Wow.
But I made it back every time.
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks ago, Johnny reached out and said, look, I really want to come down. I'm like, well, when do you want to come down? Like, 1 week from now. Like, wow, what?
A little soon.
And I said, I'm in Sosua right now, I think it was at the time, or I'll be in Sosua that week. So I said, if you can try this date, and here we go. So we are here, and this interview is really about verification to the viewers that all the shit I say to you is real from my past life with Johnny to verify that. And most importantly, it's about his first 24 hours here in the DR and the experiences that we've had so far. How about that?
Yes.
So let's start with this. We had a very similar career. Johnny has a real estate team in Halifax, and how many people do you have on your team now?
3 agents, 1 admin.
Okay. And your transactions, for the most part, are in Halifax, the HRM?
HRM, surrounding areas within an hour of HRM.
Commercial or residential?
Probably 90%, 95% residential, and I dabble in the commercial a little bit. I got a couple commercial listings right now, but mostly residential. That's the bread and butter.
And it's been a really terrible market to deal with?
I can't, it's one of those things that you wish for these type of markets, and then when they're here, everybody's like, wow, it's crazy. How do you handle things? But for the homeowners, everybody's making money and getting great return on their investment. And as Patrick has been promoting through Go Dominican Life, Las Terrenos, people back home are taking that expendable cash, the equity that they've gained in the last 2 years, and they're thinking, hey, there's a 2.0 somewhere else.
Yeah.
So
what would you say would be the average gain as a percentage in the last 2 years in Halifax?
Depends on the market center, but you're looking at nothing less than 30%. Nothing.
So in the average home price now, roughly?
424 is last stat I heard, but that changes monthly for sure, sometimes weekly.
Yeah. So people have had anywhere between $120,000 to $150,000 gain by doing this much. And most likely, because Nova Scotia is a very conservative type of outlook on life, very, not pessimistic, but ultra conservative, that a lot of people were also not fully leveraged on their homes to begin with.
Right.
So they're all kind of sitting like this. So this newfound untapped wealth is not being used to do anything, which I believe is the most dangerous thing you can do, is not put the gain and value to work for you.
Right.
And so we've talked in the first 24 hours. He arrived this time yesterday, I think.
1:30.
1:30 in Punta Cana. And then we went like this for 4.5 hours nonstop all the way here. Because I left real estate market in Nova Scotia in 2014. So I was saying, give me the up-to-date what you're doing here. And I was doing the debrief to him on how it works here and how simple it is and straightforward versus the confusing part of how real estate trading in a organized real estate environment in Canada is.
Yeah.
We had some interesting dialogue on that, eh?
Yeah, it's a it's a different world here. It makes the real estate industry definitely much easier to get a contract together. Obviously, is everybody protected? Well, the old saying back in Canada, where you buyer beware, is very evident here. Nobody's going to help you protect your investment, so better do your homework and your due diligence.
Yeah.
That's all I can recommend anybody that's looking down here. Just do your due diligence. You got a bunch of professionals here that will protect your interests, because in the DR, any real estate agent actually works for you. They don't work for the seller.
Correct.
So, and that's what I gained yesterday. I was like, wow, it's a total different concept from what we're used to back in Canada.
And I tried to explain that it was like, it's a very mature trading of real estate, meaning the sellers don't have mortgages, the buyers don't have financing. So we have people that know the basic parameters of financing. Nobody's coming in and buying a home with 5% down
Nope.
on a 30-year amortization rate. So you get a mature, experienced, someone between 45 and 65 sort of range of the buyer, and the seller between roughly 55 and 75 years as the sellers, because they're sort of going home to whatever that is, and the new people coming, they're going to 3.0,
Yes.
and you're going to 2.0 as we progress through the normal facet of life.
Yeah.
But it's I would say this as well. Here, the challenge is that in this country, unlike Canada, in the market here, you do not require to have a real estate license, nor does the brokerage have a real estate operating license. There is no oversight, and therefore you can experience people that are not perfect. However, what I was explaining to Johnny on the 4-hour drive is that we use all of the skills, all of the ethics and training, everything from our market in Canada within our team, we use to ensure that we deliver above average, ethical, responsible trading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's for anybody that's looking. That's important to, I think, any buyer of any product, that the professionals that you're dealing with, or pseudo professionals, that they have your best interests and they know what they're doing. I think unless you come from an organized real estate trading environment, where we have the ethics and the training and everything that goes with that back home, but here, I don't know, maybe you have to be 18 to go sell a house, or sell somebody a house, but your training is nil. Yeah. And unless whatever XYZ company that you're going to work for is going to provide some of that training to get you from knowing nothing to, doing a contract, it's much better when you have someone like Patrick with the past that he has, that he's developing his team that way, and they all follow the same systems. Mm-hmm. And the ethical approach, and everything is like Patrick owned a franchise back home, C21, and he was a very systematic, obviously, owner back then. Mm-hmm. And he's brought that here with his environment of his team of 15, I believe, and they're all working off the same menu, so to speak. Yep. And at the end of the day, he wants to ensure that every client coming here, no matter which agent is representing them, gets the same service.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because, the reality is, as you know, in a team, you can achieve more with a better result for the customer and the experience of the customer. And as the professional leading the team, you can delegate all the things that aren't your specialty, but we become the general of the entire system, and that's what we do. Mm-hmm. So. Johnny does that in his team in Canada, and of course we do the same thing down here. Yeah. So tell me of your first 24 hours of experience. Give me your first impression so far.
Well, let's start with where we're at right now. This right now is the highlight of my first 24 hours. This is incredible. My wife, I sent her a quick snapshot of this, and she was very jealous, obviously. But we're water people.
So is she arriving tomorrow is what you're telling me?
Yeah, and as she's going through a snowstorm back home.
Oh, yeah, even better.
Yeah, but we're water people, and we prefer to be on the water. But I'll guarantee you, this is a really close second. But I forget, one of the colleagues here said we could just do a zip line, and we could be down the beach in, I don't know, 3.5 minutes by zip line.
Yeah. Actually, we can go right to the office.
Yes, exactly.
Right down there, yeah.
So landing here was great. The flight was early. The check-in was, I showed my passport, that was it. Then I was early, so he was coming in on time. So we just, we hooked up perfectly. Just I stepped off the curb in the parking lot, and there he was. The drive was nothing but a bunch of guys, two guys catching up and learning from what I'm experiencing back home that he used to live in his 1.0. Now he's in 2.0. He was telling me how things are working here, educating me on the drive, the different things that we're viewing, from location to the mountain. The mountain areas here are just beautiful. It's a very, I look at this country as it's a self-sustaining country, and you can see that when you fly in. You can see the mountains, you can see the farms, you can see obviously the ocean, but it's really a total package here, and that's what you're looking for as an investor, that you can afford to live here because a lot of things are already here.
Mm-hmm. So I said to Johnny on the way down, before we got here, we were showing some examples back and forth of property values and what's happening, etc. And you think about it, when the average price across Canada is north of $800,000 across the country, and you can get, if that's an average house, you can buy an average condo or home around $200,000 to $275,000, which is less than around 1/3 of the price of whatever you live in there. And it's just amazing. It does feel like a bit of a kid in the candy store when you show up.
Yeah, so far now, I've seen, the countrysides. I've seen the town of Las Terrenas. Coming up the countryside here in Las Puentes. Yep. And once you get up here, it's just absolutely beautiful. The next part for me is engaging with one of his colleagues that knows their listing inventory the best. And I'm going to go through and say, here's my criteria. And hopefully we get a bunch of properties that it's, whether it's tomorrow or the next day, then we'll go out and do some homework and say, hey, honey,
here we go.
What we bought.
Yeah, that's right. So this is just a part one of a 2-part series. We're going to have a wrap-up interview 5 or 6 days from now to say, okay, that was the first 24 hours. What's the last 24 hours? And what have we done? And I look forward to getting feedback on everything as we go forward. So.
Absolutely.
All right, man. So as we say here, always in our team and for everybody, life is better at the beach. So don't forget, you can always send me a text on WhatsApp at 829-525-1782. I answer the phone live from 6 a.m. till 11 p.m. or you text me, I'll return the call. If it's after those hours, it'll be the next day. But we're always here to help. There's 15 of us on the team. We all parts of this country, and we'll even pick you up at the airport with a cold beer in the cooler right for you. So we'll see you again on the next video, but thank you very much. I'm Patrick Johnston. Take care.